What's up, everybody? Welcome to Chewed Up and Spit Out. As always, I'm just Dusty.
And I'm still Jeff.
And I'm Timmy, a.k.a. the Fat Chef.
Well, good to have all three of us in the house tonight.
Yeah.
Well, kind of in the house. Timmy's still a time zone away, but
Yeah, in Arizona. Sorry about not being here for last week. I finally got a job, so I was working.
Yeah.
oh, so you got priorities now.
For 2 days a week.
Got to taste that fancy wine.
Yeah. Yep. And I'm on the dark side or light side, depending on how you want to look at it. But I'm working front of house stuff instead of back of house stuff right now. So
Slinging the vino.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. Do you have a favorite brand? I mean, I wouldn't say brand, but just favorite type of wine, I should ask you.
I mean, I'm not the best person to sell wine because I really don't like wine, but I'm pretty good at bullshitting. So as long as I know the right buzzwords and how to describe stuff, I'll sell it to whoever wants it, and I'll make it sound like I really enjoy it.
That's the key. That is the secret to sales right there.
Goddamn! Now I'm sitting between two salesmen.
Yeah. We're going to get you out of here in a brand new used car, Jeff.
Yeah, no kidding. After this podcast, I'll spend $650 on a car.
We somehow talk him into buying LaFonda for sticker price. Yeah.
I don't have LaFonda anymore, though.
Yeah. For those that don't know, LaFonda was Timmy's ex car, which is a fantastic car. I think it was a LeSabre or...
Oh, it was Grand Prix.
Oh, Grand Prix. Right next door to LeSabre.
Sure, it's very similar. 2003, 2004, 2002, I don't know. Early 2000s.
Yeah, she had her quirks, but I believe anyone named LaFonda always does.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Like a faulty gear shift and windows that would fall down. And
the rear mirror that'd fall down.
The key would get stuck in the ignition. Yeah, the rear view mirror would sometimes randomly fall off the windshield. I mean, but she drove fine, and she would get me places. I've taken her to Salt Lake City and back a couple times, and she got me where I needed to go.
Yeah.
Well, she's reliable.
Yeah. If she goes, she goes.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get this ball rolling. I got a lot of shit to get off my chest on this one, and
Right on.
For our listeners, I just want to aim this one more towards A, mental health in the restaurant industry, and B, that goddamn suicide rate, bud. I mean, these are no joking matters. I guess those are 1 and 2, but we could lump in substance abuse as well.
Well, it's substance abuse, and it's kind of what we were saying right before we hit record. Is substance abuse and the suicide rate are pretty much they go hand in hand.
They're kind of handcuffed, but not completely.
Yeah.
Salt and pepper.
I mean, you can have one without the other, but typically one contributes to the other.
Yeah.
Is very true. I mean, okay, I'll think about it. Anyone I've known quite a few that have decided in their own lives, were they not afflicted by substance abuse of some sort? I go through my list of 6 or 7 people, maybe 8, and there's only one I could think that decided to take their own life, and I did not know whether or not they were afflicted by substance abuse problems.
Yeah, I'm currently in the process, actually, of taking my liquor certification for the state of Arizona, and one thing that I found a little bit unusual is, at least in the state of Arizona, only 33% of suicides involve alcohol, they have alcohol in their system. Mm. I'm a little bit surprised at that number.
Yeah.
I thought it would have been higher.
I kind of seems like it would.
I mean, that's 1 in 3, so that's still really high. Yeah. I'm not saying that it's not. But that wasn't also, it didn't take in account illicit drugs or anything else, which could totally be lumped into substance abuse. So who knows? That would probably be closer to 50% if you had some kind of a substance in your, or a mind altering substance in your body. So.
Okay, so what I'm getting, Timmy, is that you're inferring the lack of alcohol contributed to suicides.
Well, I guess it could be also on the other way of looking at it. But yeah, sure. I guess you could look that way.
70% as opposed to your 30, I guess.
Yeah, which that's why I thought it. I mean, that's why it was a unusual number to me. I thought it would have been quite a bit higher.
Yeah, I guess too. That's because there's also that other factor in there. Is I bet if you put it, if you set the bar like 18 and older, then I'm willing to bet those substance abuse numbers would climb because teenage suicide is a thing.
Yeah,
it's a big problem as well.
Sure.
They weren't satisfied with the average, like a puberty changing time period of their life. They wanted to like change a little bit more.
Yeah.
Went dead.
Went dead.
I mean, fuck.
Yeah.
It ain't no fucking joke. I mean, man, like it's even hard to like try like play this off lightly, but I don't know. I've lost way too many people as of now, like to both substance abuse, overdoses, or like just straight up like they're done living. They decide they made that point. And the thing is,
I mean,
I can't really say like you can't do that because in my point of view, the only right you have in life is the right to die. And if you want to cash out your chips at that point in time, that's the only right you really have is the right to die in life. So, I mean, it's on you, but fuck, please, people, like, realize that other people that care the fuck about you,
I mean, my opinion on that whole thing is I think suicide is probably the most selfish way to die in general. Because, I mean, you're leaving behind a bunch of people that care about you, even if you don't think you are. I mean, I would say that 98% of people, there's at least one or two people that really, really would care if somebody was no longer here.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, that is true. I'm not going to dispute that. But being like the ultimate selfishly thing to do, you got to break it down case by case matter,
I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, when people like have the option for like to end their lives terminally, like if they're like on life support or whatever, and they actually have that option, saying like I've been suffering for like fucking 14 decades, I don't care what it is, and like they decide like they're not going to suffer anymore. Hey, I'm not going to say more power to them, but I will say that is their right.
I don't really call that one necessarily suicide, but I guess technically it still would be as well.
Yeah, and I kind of I'm with you there on that. Like that's definitely that's a total different set of circumstances too. Because a lot of times, the selfishness is the opposite of selfish for like a terminal patient, and a lot of times their family is with them.
Mm-hmm.
Their family is with them, and it's something they've been preparing for, and it's also the angle of like I don't want you guys to have to take care of me for forever and end up homeless because of it after I go. Like those sides definitely that makes sense.
I guess like that was a kind of conflicting like one to throw out there. We'll try like reel it back into like the industry itself, and I think like if I'm not mistaken, a lot of people like just refuse to ask for help.
That's the biggest problem. I feel like is not the fact that you can't possibly get help or that no one cares. It's the fact that a lot of people are afraid or they don't want to ask for help or they think the perpetual I still got this.
I'd almost say they're too proud to ask for help. That would be help. That's how I would be anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah. The pride, the ego. And like, I think that's a lot what this industry does like drive us towards is having like the pride and the ego. Like I am like the absolute best. I know everything about this particular thing. Watch me prove it and all that jazz.
That's total. I have literally worked in kitchens, and Timmy knows because he's worked in it too. But where the entire mentality of the kitchen was not about following the rules. It was just all a series of dick measurements, it felt like.
Oh, yeah.
You know how to make a fucking vichyssoise? Make a vichyssoise for the special. Cool, where's the recipe? You don't know how to make one?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but like, how do you guys make it? Oh, well, I know, but you should know how to make one already. Like that's a very common mentality you see throughout the industry, especially in the back of the house.
Particularly in the back of the
Sure,
house.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the pride and the egos are there, and so therefore, like I guess contributing towards like the pride and the egos, no one's going to ask for help on how to make a vicious soir or, you know, how to like untie the noose around their neck. You know, I mean, no one's going to do that because that's just not the environment that we're existing in, I guess.
Yeah, and that's the big, that's one of the big changes that could be beneficial for the industry. And I've also seen it in other kitchens, though the opposite, where it's like the change has already happened, and you do have people you could reach out to, like fucking good
Like
examples.
Blaine?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Blaine.
Yeah.
Blaine, our previous guest, he's
Yeah.
doing a great job at that. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, I also do kind of think that the whole like substance abuse issue isn't as prevalent in like newer cooks. Like, I don't think the younger generation, it's as like ingrained in the mentality of what a kitchen is. I think it's kind of starting to like fade slightly. Not, I mean, it's still definitely there, and most people that are in kitchens have been in kitchens for a very long time.
Yeah.
But I do think that the younger kids, they seem to care more about, I don't know, not feeling like shit all the time.
Well, actually, that's a good good point to make too, because I was totally thinking earlier, like, if you think about all the kitchens you've worked in, it's easier to calculate the tiny percentage of people that don't have an addiction, that don't have a vice in some form, no matter how well they management versus the people who are just like, oh no, they're cool. Like, he'll have a beer once in a while, or something like that. But for the most part, when I think about it, most of those people who fall into that column are all younger cooks.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, more power to them, and I hope they keep that up because there's certain things that do need to change. I mean, I am no stranger to substance abuse, particularly like when working in kitchens for 27, 28 years now.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
That's just something that it goes around. It's it's ingrained in the industry.
Yeah, it's just kind of like how you're able to get to work the next day. I mean, binge, purge, clock in,
Yeah.
repeat.
Yeah.
I would like to say that I've made like a dramatic efforts on improving my own performance in a kitchen because I'd like to be considered more professional rather than like just being like that guy. Because that guy will end up like flipping eggs when he's 65 years old at a diner and just fucking hating life and doing the same fucking thing. That's not
That's like my homie Trout.
To Trout, if we could toast one up.
Cheers.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm drinking a sparkling water.
Well,
Oh, shimmery.
Cheers.
Yeah.
yeah,
So technically, I'm no longer doing the sobriety thing because I'm required to drink wine for work. So,
Yeah.
all right. Well, and that's kind of a funny one too because I mean I know it's your job and all that, but even in like the back of the house, you're expected to know exactly like what every beer tastes like if that's the predominant factor of your restaurant that you're working in.
sure.
And you're not only expected to know what they taste like, but how to cook with them and all that stuff. And so, wine, alcohol, and beers always available, in increments whatsoever.
Well, yeah. Also any restaurant with a bar, it's pretty common that you drink. It's a pretty common like industry. I mean, even like the first bar I drank at was one I worked at. It wasn't because I was like going out somewhere. It was one I worked at, and they were like, "Hey, have some booze."
Yeah, that's kind of a symbiotic relationship between a bartender and a cook.
Mhm.
They're hungry,
Yeah.
you're thirsty.
Yeah.
I mean, that's I don't know, it's like the spy versus spy fucking cartoons, I guess.
Yeah.
That's a fact. They're hungry, you're thirsty. And all needs will find a way to meet their own ends. you
Yeah.
know.
Sure.
I don't know, like as far as like a substance abuse goes though, I was reading some recent stats about this year, 2021, and only 20% of restaurant workers, including the front of the house and the back of the house, admit to having an alcohol or drug problem.
Oh, sure.
Well, yeah,
you know that's not the right number, but it's also pride comes into whatever on that one. Like, you know, I don't have a problem if I don't stop drinking.
Yeah, exactly. Do you have a drinking problem? No. Yeah.
I haven't been hungover for 20 years.
Yeah, exactly. All I need is my morning drinks, my afternoon drinks, and my evening drinks, and then
my nightcap.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck, man. I am proud to say that for over a year now, I'd say like about 2 years straight, I have not been a day drinker at work, you know, and that's pretty fucking huge for me, you know. I mean, hey, it's not like a glorious chapter of my fucking professional career. However, I mean, when you could actually like clock in and clock out like after like 9 hours or 10 hours without a drink in between, I think you're doing pretty fucking okay, you know.
No, that's been my entire career. Most of it. I guess there's been times where I had a lunch break and I went and had a couple of drinks before I got back, but typically that wouldn't be the case.
That's good. I mean, that's good. That's healthy.
Well, we all have.
But I definitely couldn't say that I didn't have 15 drinks after work every single day of the week.
Yeah, and that's where
totally
the unhealthy switch
side.
Yeah.
Just because I was able to maintain for the 9 hours that I was on the clock is not saying that I didn't have any kind of an issue or a problem. I mean, that would be a very big lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that. Well, I guess I didn't discount a couple lunch breaks I did have, but I guess like we could bring it on down to like this, like no matter what your high is, whether it be alcohol or fucking blow or fucking H or fucking, I don't know, smoking pot, I don't care. As long as you could handle your high, that's the huge thing.
I don't know if that exists for banging H. I don't think there's a handle your high for that. I only go half praying mantis.
Well, you can do that as a host.
Yeah.
Only on the weekends. Come on.
Stroke. Oh no, he's just halfway on heroin.
Yeah, it's true. I guess there's different degrees of like the drugs and influences out there.
Yeah.
And I'd say like the same for heavy pot smokers. Like it gets so frustrating. I've seen it like throughout my whole fucking history of cooking.
Hey, I'm right here.
Where it just gets impossible for them to like keep track of orders like when they're stacked up. You, Dusty, you're an exception.
Yeah.
I mean.
Oh yeah, no, I don't have that problem.
Because you don't cook anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Now you just sell weed.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, it's the least amount of weed I've smoked in a while because I don't smoke, before work or during work or any of that stuff. So it's
a catch-22.
Yeah, it's a really funny. I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, wow, I'm doing horrible at being a stoner these days. Like,
no wake and bakes during the week.
Yeah, going all the way till the sun goes down before I start smoking. Like, what am I, adult?
Jeez,
what am I, Christian going, church going feller? I used to be a heathen.
Feller? Yeah.
No, I get it though. Like in your
Puritan
new industry, like you can't because A, the numbers, B, like the position, C, like you can't like even be presumed to be somewhat under the influence because that costs like the whole operation like fucking thousands of dollars, let alone
and
you.
it costs you. Yeah. So it's like that's a ton of pile of risks that aren't worth taking. And like Jeff was saying, it's more mental work. I definitely have to do a lot more up in the old dome piece. So I don't want that to be all cloudy.
Yeah, unlike cooking, you can't just automatically rely on your hands to knock out a vichyssoise.
Yeah. But also, that's part of what I feel like leads into it, the like vicious cycle of everything is like, yeah, there's also the fact that like I don't wake up sore and dreading what I'm about to go through. So I have no need to smoke. I can just be like, oh, Hey, it's going to be a good day. I'll have some coffee.
It's Tuesday.
Listen, the birds are chirping. Yeah.
Have some coffee, go clock in, sell some weed.
Yeah. Put me back in the kitchen days and be like, why are the fucking birds chirping? What's so good? What is it? What
makes
do
you
want
happy?
from me?
You're too fucking loud. It's hurting my head.
How dare you
Chill
chirp
out,
in my
guys.
direction?
I'm hungover here, right? Like,
Yeah.
come on.
Come
Tone
on.
it down,
Give
birds.
us a break. Yeah.
The damn sun. Too bright.
Too bright. Too bright.
It's fucking crickets, though. Like last week, I went to work at 7 o'clock in the morning for the first time in a while. And like, there's just fucking crickets everywhere. Just let me know how they felt about the world. And
They're a rowdy bunch these days.
they're obnoxious. They're completely obnoxious. And also, like, they're very persevering in what they do. And what they're doing is getting into my fucking eardrums.
Yeah. And we wonder why Pinocchio did so much bad shit. Hey, look, it's your cricket conscience. Like, okay, I'm going to go smoke cigars and turn into a fucking donkey then.
Yeah, that drive me to it too. Those fucking crickets.
Yeah.
That could be like a name for either a beer or a liquor or a fucking weed strain. You know, the Jiminy.
Crickets?
The Jiminy.
The Jiminy.
I actually think that crickets would be a good name for a strain of like indica. Like, when you smoke this, all you hear is crickets.
Oh,
'cause
that
you were
would be
out.
good. And then you know what would happen is we'd make Jiminy, and then someone would cross it with crickets, and then one day you'd come into a store and be like, "Ooh, I'll have an eighth of the Jiminy crickets, please." But some asshole
Then
would
it'd
probably
be-
go and add numbers and shit to it. It'd be like the Jiminy X1 Crickets OG9.
Sure.
Like a fucking like passcode to get into something.
Yeah, it is.
But the Jiminy would have to be a sativa.
Yeah.
You gotta have that
Some hamburger
counterbalance.
Step. Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, try the Jiminy Crickets strain. It's like the speedball of weed.
Yeah.
Well, if that's your thing, just handle it, Don't like fucking go overboard or underboard. And if sobriety's your thing, just handle that shit too. Don't go overboard. Like, don't get all fucking pissed off at people who do not choose like the vegan sobriety, I want to live forever like mentality, like fucking lifestyle, okay?
Yeah, I don't get people like that. Like before I did the sober for a year thing, I didn't know how anybody could be sober for a whole year. You know what I mean? I wouldn't say like, "Oh, you're sober for a year? Fuck you!" Or "You've been sober for the last 30 years," or "That's how you live your life." I would never give somebody a hard time for that. But at the same time, I could have never pictured being able to even go 12 months without drinking.
Yeah, I heard that. And fucking, I know you had your circumstances, but hey, good on you. Like, at least you got that one chalked off in your world,
Yeah.
You obviously can go a year sober,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I mean, that was a good thing for me because what I decided, I mean, I didn't have to go for 12 months I didn't have to go for even a single day. But I had decided that what I wanted to do was go at least 12 months so that I could like reestablish my relationship with alcohol. And hopefully if I ever find myself slipping down the slippery slope of addiction again, then I can just, decide that, pump those brakes, man. Just pump those brakes and reassess again, or just stop forever.
Yeah, you could leave that.
If you can't handle yourself.
You could leave that bitch at the bar and just take a cab home. Live your own life.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
So we'll see how it all works out, or how it pans out for me, but I don't know yet.
That seems like a super good method too. Like give it a year and then reassess your relationship with alcohol. Like that's a good solid method.
absolutely. Besides jail time, I have given alcohol a break before, and I don't know. I'm an alcoholic. I fucking love my booze. Just as much as I love my cigarettes too. They've been my constant companions since I started this industry when I was 14 years old. So
Sure.
I mean, it's hard to like a straight turn the back on somebody like that. But we have like taken a break. Well, except for the cigs. Once I went 5 days without a cigarette, and that was not worth mentioning to the public tonight.
And that's because you are deathly ill. I'm kidding. Or maybe that is why. I don't know.
No, actually, it wasn't. I was just, went for a stretch, like 5 days, out of sight of jail, not being deathly ill, just not smoking a cig. Didn't care for it.
Right on.
But
nice.
I don't I guess like to everybody, handle your fucking high, Some highs are harder to handle than others, don't get me wrong. But like if you're ever questioning it, then like that's the start of like being able to handle it or not. If other people are questioning you, then like that's a matter of fact that you can't handle it. Then like after that comes like job loss, relationship loss, like all sorts of losses that like you're just like, what the fuck happened? Like, well, you didn't listen to like that little fucking Jiminy fucking cricket in your ear, saying like, hey. I mean, you're questioning it already, therefore cut it back a fucking notch, one gear down, whatever.
Yeah. I feel like the biggest part of that is knowing yourself and not being afraid of who you are. Because that's a part of it that I feel is a thing too. Like, if you have a problem with something, know that and accept that. Know that doesn't make you less of a person because you have that issue. But in knowing that you have that issue and taking note of it, then you have the opportunity to, like you said, like if you notice it, then you have the opportunity to dial it back, step down, or like Timmy, take a break, take a walk, champ, and when you come back, reassess what you were doing from the beginning and how that was working for you, so you don't end up in that same spot that got you where you were.
Well, so the only problem I see with kind of that whole understanding and idea is that most people don't want to reevaluate or stop or do anything like that. Like, and that's the thing that, like, I think that addiction's a real thing, but at the same time, I think if anybody wants to quit any kind of thing or handle things a different way, they have to fully want to do it. Otherwise, it's not going to take, or they're not going to get anything out of it. Like, if you got a DUI and then you had to be piss tested every single day for 9 months. Okay, that'll stop you from drinking for 9 months. But I guarantee you on, day one of not having to do that anymore, you're going to get shithouse wasted because that's what you wanted to do for the last 9 months. You know what I mean? Like, unless you decide you want to regulate something or change something or anything, it's not going to take. Like, you can send any kind of person that has an addiction problem to rehab, and unless they want it to change, unless they want it to take, it's not going to.
Yeah, they'll just count down the days until they could have their first drink.
Sure.
I mean, that's the beast of the matter, and it is definitely a personal decision that you all have to make. We all have to make. I made the decision not to day drink at work anymore. And that's fucking something that's not happened like in the first 25 years of my restaurant industry, basically. I mean, wherever I could, I would, If it's available, I'll find a way to make it available. And yeah, I've gotten fucking in trouble for it before, gotten embarrassed. But, it might even cost me a job or two at some points, but they called it my attitude, not necessarily pinning me on that whole point. But either which way, it is so much tastier to have that first drink after work when you've not had one for the last 9 hours. I guarantee you this, it's a fucking bliss moment, And so that right there is one thing to look forward to. It's like finding the holy fucking grail after a long shift,
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta figure out a way to handle your high, like I said earlier, And oh man, it's all individual. It's all up to each and every one of us. But for fuck's sake, people, if you can't handle your high, just don't go overboard and end up fucking dead by one reason or another. I mean, granted.
Well, and I think the problem with that understanding, though, Jeff, is people start out handling everything that they need, and then it spirals out of control, and there's no way to, not no way, but people aren't willing to change that, to change the trajectory of that downward spiral.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody starts the day being like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get riff-roaring, shit-faced wasted, bang some heroin, and then go drive my car through a public park. That's not how anybody starts their day. Yeah. Well, maybe somebody does.
And that's like the 90s commercials. That was even the joke back in the 90s commercials.
It's how they sold Jenkos.
Grow up? I want to be a crack cocaine dealer. And I got everyone scared, and it's like, yeah, but that is the truth. No one starts off by saying like, I want to be sucking dick for heroin, or you know, I want, like you said, I want to fucking get fucked up and drive my car through a fucking public park. Like, no one starts off on that path.
All right.
Yeah, and I mean, I get it. Yeah, handle yourself, but the problem is most people don't have the I don't know what word I'm looking for right now, but capacity to realize when they need to put themselves in check.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of times a traumatic event to get somebody to open their eyes. I mean, and I get it. I wish everybody could literally handle themselves, but it doesn't always work that way. In fact, I don't think it works that way most of the time.
I have to agree with you on this one, Timmy. I think it is just a foolish hope of mine that people would do it. But hey, if you're high, more than likely you're not going to handle your high. You're just going to get higher until you fucking fall.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And I also think some things can't be handled. I think that's the case too, where like you were saying, like, you know, it doesn't start that bad. It always starts mellow, but like you throw around drugs like heroin or fucking meth, like there's no.
Yeah, I think meth is definitely one of those that like have no real place for things. Heroin in a sense, but at the same time, there is a way that somebody could use heroin in an appropriate fashion. They have chronic back pain or something, but can't go to a doctor to get prescribed a pain pill, but they can go down to the corner and score an 8-ball of freaking heroin, and they literally use it as a medication. That doesn't happen ever, but there is a way that it could potentially be used in a capacity that was a healthy manner, even though it wouldn't really necessarily be healthy, but still.
Yeah. Well, but also that's probably going to start the same slippery slope. You know, like that's most of the opioid.
And it does with prescription pain pills too.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Like, probably the best and worst day of my life was when my opium dealer got busted. And granted, like at that point, like I just moved into like smoking opium, you know, for a period of time for probably about the same reasons that we just like laid out right here. You know, medicinal use, and smoking too much opium really doesn't happen because like if you've got like decent stuff, like you take 2 or 3 rips, the worst you'll have is a mattress fire. You know. That sucks. Don't get me wrong, but like you know, you're not gonna like fucking smoke too much goddamn fucking opium to like OD on opium, and that's like a more medicinally like derived term rather than banging it. You know, banging the straight H.
Sure.
It's not good. It's not promoted. I'm not promoting this at all. Like I said, like the best and worst day of my life was when I lost my opium dealer to like a drug arrest. You know, I was like, well, fuck, there was that one. But I don't know. I mean, it's really hard for me to like take a hard stance against different drugs per se. I mean, obviously, like a meth and like the big H, you know, like, those are really hard to handle your high on. Don't get me wrong. But it's always got to be an individual case. It's always got to be an individual person. You know, fuck, man. Like, you know, I could not be like a person who smokes on a very, very, very regular, like, you know, like a touring funk band, you know, or something like that. Like I could not function like that, you know, and nor would I expect anyone else to stay alive on the amount of vodka I drink after I get off work. You know, it's all individual cases.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure, I feel you. I mean, I just don't actually see why anybody needs to smoke meth or shoot meth or use meth in general, because I don't know who wants to really be up for like a day and a half or two. I mean, I get it if you were using it to like party once or twice a month just because you wanted that. I don't know, but I don't
to work
see
on
how
a
there's any
space
benefit
station.
to that one.
Yeah. Like that. Like I have to weld a pipe under the sea, otherwise the whole country's gonna be doomed. Like, okay, smoke all the meth you want, buddy, and get down there and start welding that pipe. But
yeah, but you probably wouldn't do a very good job.
Yeah, exactly. I got it done.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Like
I know every time that I've done meth, I hated myself the next day for like a bunch of days because, like, you moron, why the hell did you do that? You know that that's stupid. But I mean, a couple times it was on accident. Somebody said it was something else, and then I found out later that it wasn't. And
16 hours later.
what's done is done, and now you got to deal with it.
Yeah, there's no backseat. Yeah.
And I don't know why, but it always like made me feel dirty. Like I just like I feel like coming out of my pores, like processing through my system for fucking ever, and I'm just like focused on like how dirty it just makes me feel,
Sure, yeah, oh, gross. It makes me just no.
For the most part, I'm with you, Timmy. It's been mostly an accident, or I was trying to get laid, and even then, like when you're fucking for 9 hours straight and nothing's happening, like. It's just prolongated like fucking exercise, and it gets gross after a while because you start sweating out of your system, and you're like feeling her system as well, I mean, I don't know, like substance abuse like that. I think it's all in individual cases. Some people like
Agreed.
have enough of something that other people would be like fucking shell shocked by, but they're like, well, I mean. I'm not asking you to do like this much of fucking vodka or whatever, However, it all comes like to the individual and the individual's decision to like walk away from it when they do. Like I walked away from like just being like fucking shit plastered fucking all the time. Even though I was shit plastered drunk, does not mean I did not do my job. Now it's just a matter of like I don't even want that paranoia behind me. I don't want anything like that. Like. That I can't walk away from work from like being worried about something, and that's really kind of weird, a new feeling like the last couple of years. Like, no, I went to work, did my job, did as well as I could, walked away. Don't have to be paranoid about anything.
Nice.
So it's up to the individual and like their decisions.
Yeah, but I think that's too kind of where we come back to also kind of as we were talking about in the beginning, like suicide affecting other people, because it is somewhat up to the individual, but not in all cases. Because like me, for example, I mean, not that I do any of this, but like say I started fucking banging H or something like that. Like even if I think I'm managing my high, I might be managing it for me, but chances are I'm not managing it for my wife or, the kid or fucking any of that shit. Like all that shit goes out the window.
Right. Mm-hmm. Well, there's certain obligations, that you have, particularly like you and like a family and all that jazz. That's a solid obligation, absolutely, Mm-hmm. If you don't have any particular obligations...
everyone has obligations, though. As far as personal obligations to other people, I mean, I feel like pretty much everyone has some.
I'd say like at least 98% of people do. There's probably a 2% variant that nobody gives two shits about or whatever, care or notice that they were gone.
Yeah.
But that's probably, like I said, 2%.
Yeah.
Where's my fire tower?
And even those 2%, even those 2%, there's enough people that care enough about other people that they would then feel bad if they found out about that. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, guess what? You just affected somebody else without you meaning to.
So like
personally, I think that suicide is never the answer, minus, somebody that's had a terminal illness and they've been suffering. That I almost feel is even more humane than anything else. Like assisted suicide in like a hospital setting or something like that, I think is perfectly fine. But I don't also classify that as suicide.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're stuck in like this hive or like fucking spider web of humanity, I suppose. Not by choice. I did not choose to be here,
Mm-hmm.
And so, in that sense, like no matter whatever action you take, that will affect like every strand on this spider web or every like honeycomb in this hive or like this whole ant colony thing we got going on, and it will affect like other people like in various degrees. Don't get me wrong there. However, that effect can cause a greater affect to things in a sense to where all like those ants or like those spiders or whatever like resonate this message, which I'm actually resonating to the people right now, proving my own fucking point that, yeah, it does resonate. You can change people's lives. Now, I want to talk about like how do you recognize such shit when it's going on? I mean, it really does suck. Like when you see somebody who's not able to handle their high or whatever, how do you go about like tapping them on the shoulder? Like, hey, you're my bro. You know, I think you're going down a spiral here. I mean, is that like all individual based, or is like there's some like fucking formula you can go about like trying to change somebody around? I don't know.
That's actually
a
good question.
I think that if you ever see a friend of yours suffering with especially depression to the extent of wanting to harm themselves or someone else, you should intervene at least in some capacity. But the problem is the only way that your intervention will ever help is if that person wants the help. Because if they don't want the help, they'll just blow it off, and that might even make them more apt to harm themselves because they're like, oh, I'm already this way, and now because I'm doing this, I've got all these people worried about me. I'm done with it. So it is a hard thing. And I mean, that's the other part, that when people are in a mindset that is that negative and whatnot, you really do need to talk to somebody that they've spent a good portion of their life learning how to talk to and deal with people that are suffering from such afflictions. At least my opinion.
Yes.
Yeah, pro indeed. You're not like like talking like some other guy like on a fucking piece of like failing down like Titanic wreck in the Atlantic Ocean. Like, hey, how's the weather over there, bud?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, seek out a fucking professional.
Yeah. And
I mean,
that needs to be more. There need to be more professional services available. It shouldn't be hard, but that's just where homies like Blaine come in.
Yeah, Blaine.
Well, I mean, mental illness and just health care in general is a huge issue in the United States. That's another reason why a lot of people wouldn't reach out, is because, well, I can't afford to go see a therapist. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Or I can't afford to do this or that because, well, I am in the kitchen industry and I don't even get offered health insurance, or I have to work 14 months full time before they offer it to me, and then I can't afford it anyways because the rent's so fucking high that I barely make enough to scrape by, and I can't pay that $150 a month for health insurance.
And that's actually something to talk about too, the like health insurance and that ability for restaurant people, because like you said, you're a kitchen worker. You don't get health insurance. Like I've worked in a bunch of kitchens, and one kitchen I've worked in has given me health insurance.
Yeah, I mean, any restaurant or any business, I think that has more than 25 full-time employees is required by law to offer a health insurance package. I might be wrong on the number, but there is a number that if you have X amount of full-time employees, you're required by law to provide some form of health care.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know the numbers.
And a lot of times, like the healthcare system, it's so fucked up that like I've got insurance outside of work because I got laid off, and as I've talked about on the podcast before, I'm old man gimpy now. I'm hobbling around with a cane. Yeah, so like which also, side note, we should totally remake Grumpy Old Men.
I could definitely be Walter Matthau.
Yes, you could. I could clean up and be Jack Lemmon. I feel like it.
Yeah. I guess I'd have to clean up too. I mean, but whatever.
Yeah. I mean, we don't need to. It's a reboot, so.
Yeah, it's a 2020 issue or 2021 issue or whatever it would be.
When they're both like 30 years old, they had like their 30-year-old birthday the same day or whatever. Oh man,
that would be fun actually.
But yeah, the healthcare system is so fucked that like I had to get insurance, and I was unemployed, and somehow I didn't qualify for Medicaid.
Well, because you can only make $13,000 a year.
Yeah, and
once you make more than $13,000, you can't get Medicaid.
And they go off what you made, not what you're making. So that's an interesting thing too. It's like, what'd you make last year? It's like, how does that have any relevance? Like last year, I was gainfully employed. This year, I am not gainful or employed.
Jeez. Okay, so here's one for you. I'm not like particularly like a huge fan of like a socialized Medicare, like across the board or whatever.
Oh, fuck you, sir.
Well, Good start. Good start.
Good start.
I do believe like insurance should be fucking available at a reasonable price. But what I'm trying to say is when it comes down to like our industry, I do think that a once a month visit to a therapist, both physical and mental therapist, should be mandatory.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you get like.
I don't think anything should be mandatory, but it'd be nice to have the option of, because I don't want anybody to demand I do anything if I don't want to do it.
Yeah. And there is places that like place I used to work that had health insurance. They actually when I started, they offered like wellness bonuses. So it was like if you do go get regular checkups and shit, you get little fucking goodies for it. But the problem is the reality of things is there needs to be that time allotted. Because you also can't say like get a wellness check and then when you're like, okay, I need to go see someone, be like, no, fucker, not right now. Get your ass back on the line.
But it's 11:30 a.m. on a Friday. Like you guys can spare me for an hour and a half, right?
Yeah. But
yeah, fuck you.
But I mean, there needs to be that time where it has to be. I mean, the truth is, at the end of the day, people are going out to eat, and you're feeding them. There's the possibility to kill them with salmonella and bad cooking, but aside from that, it's not life or death. It just is always life or death because of the way we do it. Because of the way it's done, I feel like is what creates that, you know?
All right. I'm picking up what you're laying down. You're like, that's the mentality like we grew up in. But if you think about it, like between like the cross-contamination or the chemical, like fucking, you know, you clean this, but you forgot to wipe off like the fucking chemicals before you put food in that or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Like a lack of rotation. I think there's so many things that equal in maybe not life or death, but extreme discomfort for a guest.
Oh yeah, no, I said that's what I said. Is aside from the potential of killing them.
Yeah, you know,
because that's not and we could argue about that, but that is at no point. I guarantee that between the three of us, that is of no point the thing that's made you closest to like stabbing someone with a knife and running out and doing a bunch of drugs and drinking. It was never like, it's this fucking Sandy water isn't fucking Sandy enough. It's the tickets. And, you know, so like that part we've already got down. It's like we can treat the life and death part like it's not life and death, and we can do it calmly, meticulously. But when it comes to the tickets going in and the people sitting down, it's not like every table that sits down, someone puts a revolver in the middle and spins it, and they're like, hey, if your food's not out in 15 minutes, when do you got to put this in your mouth? Like,
man, that sounds like a good kitchen concept.
It does.
A good restaurant concept, you know?
It's going to be Russian-themed food.
Here's your borscht, motherfucker. Hope you like it.
Yeah. Bowls of, is this a bullet in my borscht? Yeah. Ooh, the last cup.
How about the name is it's the borscht.
It's the borscht. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be like that, and I think a lot of our pride and our egos are like pushing us to be like that in the restaurant in a sense, you know.
Well, that's the money drive too, because that's a part of it. Pride, our pride and egos, and then the want for the quicker we can flip tables, the more tables we can flip, the more customers we can serve.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing I find to be one of the most stressful things about working the line is the fact that a line cook's not allowed to make a mistake. No. You know, you get an undercooked steak and the world ends. But the server spilled water all over the table and dropped a fork and picked it up off the floor and gave it to a customer and put her order in wrong, didn't put her substitutions in properly, and then we all had to fix it on the fly. But that, I think, adds to the stress is the fact that as a line cook or a chef, you can't make a mistake. You're held to a totally different standard than the front of house.
Yeah,
that is very true. You know, don't get me wrong. I know like a lot of front of the house people like try to pass on mistakes that we've made. You know, so like I'm sorry, like there's no okra in this gumbo or whatever. You know, I think that was just like on the garnish or whatever. It might have been blended in. Yeah, I think it was blended in. You know, it's trying a new thing. You know, I've had servers I could try to pass off like mistakes I've made like on a dish here or a dish there. They do try their best, but we're held to different standards. You're correct there,
Oh,
Timmy.
yeah. And there's no margin for error in the kitchen. And it's funny because it goes back to it takes me back to that analogy. It's not like you bring out the steak medium rare and they're like, oh no, now I've got to pick one of my kids to kill. It's like, oh no, I got this bread to eat for 5 minutes while you fix the mistake that was just made. You're probably going to comp my wine too. You know, there's no life or death there. But
I guess it's a little bit more like a black and white in the back of the house. In the front house, like there's a little more shading you could do to like try to like a suave or around some scenario.
Well, the difference is insultation without representation. You know what I mean?
Insultation without representation.
I believe it's what started the kitchen wars. Because it's the truth. It's like as a server, you can drop something and, you know, people will see you drop it. But then you could I could easily fix that by just making a subtle fucking joking comment. They're like, haha, that's okay. You know, if the steak comes out rare, and especially if your server's not going to go to bat for you, then it's like, tell the server that his life is worthless. Okay. You take that back to the kitchen, and it's like, I have been at places where I've had servers that would go to bat for me. Like, if they knew the customer was wrong, even if they brought it back, they would make them realize that they were wrong. But, you know, a smooth server can do that Jedi mind trick, too, where it's like, they would bring it back, make the people realize that they're wrong, but instead of them feeling angry about it, they then feel guilty, so they tip him more.
Man, that's using the Force right there.
Yeah.
No.
But yeah, no one ever has to say the insults to your face. That's where I get the without representation. You don't get to be represented by your, you know, or even select your representative. You give the food to fucking, you know, Tommy in section 15. Like, I didn't choose them to sit in section. I didn't choose Tommy as my elected food representative.
Right, there we go.
I'd much rather had Christian. She does a better job.
Yeah.
Gets more tips, and she winks at me every now and then.
She loves when I give her some stale French fries.
Yeah. Who
cold
doesn't
ones.
love some cold fries?
It's server crack, man.
That's one of the things I miss most. I realized that the other day. I got a cheeseburger from the place I used to work, and it was awesome. And then I ate the fries cold later, and I was like, I was missing this. This was the part that I was most missing. Room temperature potatoes.
What you really needed to do to get yourself back in the mode is stand over a garbage can and scarf it down as fast as you can so you can get back online.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I almost did. Yeah. I totally did eat it like a kitchen person. And even when I came back into my work, someone was like, "Did you eat there, or did you just?" I was like, "No, I just slammed it in my car all by myself because I didn't want to see anyone to see me look like an animal." It's a burger from a place I worked. I decorated it just like I always used to. Oh, you bet your ass! I just held the box up like it was a trash can.
Yeah, buddy.
Taste the fries. Oh, they're too hot. Fuck it. I'll come back to them when they're my temperature.
You know, there's been songs about people like just singing about dance like no one's watching. Fuck that. Eat like no one's watching.
Eat like no one's watching.
Right.
I like that. Yeah.
I mean,
That's the name of a restaurant for you right there. Eat like no one's
there
watching.
you go.
Yeah. Everyone gets blindfolded.
all right. It's just like really tall booths. I don't know.
Really tall booths. Really tall single booths. It's almost like bathroom stalls.
Every seat at the bar is sectioned off from each other.
Yeah. But there's a mirror, so you still got to make eye contact through the mirror.
That's a bad idea. I don't like that part.
Yeah.
Watch yourself, you filthy dog.
Okay, so then there's no mirror on the bar, but there is one in the bathroom.
No. I got this. Like on the bars, like the bar itself, like the individual setups. On the inside of the glasses, you have the mirrors. So that way, your peripheral self is watching you from both sides while you're eating
Just
something.
infinite versions of yourself watching you eat your food.
Yeah. Eat like no one's watching. Avoid eye contact with yourself.
Yeah. And I still like the idea of mirrors in the bathroom.
I don't like that at all.
Well, no,
Actually,
because that's part of
super
the
creepy.
premise. Eat like no one's watching, and then when you go into the bathroom, there's going to be a sign. It's going to say, "Be wary when you shit, because everyone's watching."
But that would that even be legible, like on multiple mirrors inside of multiple mirrors inside of a fucking stall?
Yeah, hopefully, it comes out like one of those circus mirror rooms. You walk in, you keep touching down, like, no, that's another mirror. That's not the toilet.
I'm gonna be a little bit more ambitious and hope like I'll go Jeff Bridges style in Tron. You know,
that has to be the real toilet. There's shit on it.
So
Nope, someone just gave up and shat on the mirror.
So I watched a movie while I was visiting with my sister, and this guy had literally the worst restaurant idea or concept that I've ever heard of, and he called it Tattoosdays. So it'd be like a tattoo shop that's a restaurant, so people are eating while they're watching people get tattooed. That sounds like the absolute worst idea for a kitchen concept ever.
Do they have
who wants
sushi?
To watch somebody? Absolutely.
Yeah.
They eat it off of a client while they're being tattooed.
Well, they're
Yes,
being
that's what I'm thinking. You're picking up when I'm laying down.
That's a crusty crotch. That's a crusty crotch roll there.
Is the sushi tattooed?
Yeah.
Are they using squid ink anywhere?
Everywhere. There just got to be squid ink everywhere. I want to see paintings done by squids.
But I got to tickle the squid.
I just thought that was the worst concept ever. Like the worst.
The worst. Yeah.
That's a pretty bad one. That's for sure. Fucking.
I think you could get. I think the only way you could top that is if you add it in a barber shop.
Yeah.
But only for down low.
There's just always hair in the food. Whose hair is this? I don't know, dude. There's like 20 people getting haircuts right now. It could literally be anyone.
In just my luck, it'll be that crusty guy over there wearing.
Try the hair
cut-off
pie.
jeans
It's
and,
pretty much all hair.
I don't know.
Just a dude in crusty jeans, just standing in front of a fan, being shaved.
I was
the hair Jello mold.
I was trying to think of like bringing it out of like the whole like a restaurant atmosphere, like a bad combinations, and I thought like the barber shop, a stuffed animal place, like we have like some grandmother who's selling both like stuffed animals and grandpa's like giving like fucking shave over here, whatever, talking about the weather, all that jazz, and there's actually like lamp shades on lamps in the back.
I think I've seen that place in Texas. It seems like one of those old-timey Texas places you'd find. My husband also does dentistry and taxidermy if you have need for the services.
You know what I think the worst one would be? It would be a sex shop / like barber shop. So you've got and in a small town too, so everybody gets their hair cut there, and they're like, "Oh, I saw Principal so and so picking up a freaking big ass dildo. I bet that his boyfriend's gonna enjoy that one."
It's called mops.
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 I think that would be the worst combination of things,
Yeah. Muff's house of beaver trimming and beaver fixins.
Jeez,
I don't know. I guess it might be fun too.
It might be fun.
Like, why not? I get my hair cut in a sex shop just to watch random people be really weirded out when you're getting your fade going on, and they're trying to buy a pocket pussy or something, or a sex doll. Haha, nerd.
You say that, then you'd look over and
nerd.
The guy next to you is getting his taint shaved. Because if it's in a sex shop, it's like, well, if it's in a sex shop, I'm pretty sure a barber shop would have to do taints.
Yeah, probably like a buy one get half off.
Yeah,
you only taints the half side.
Yeah.
So he's got to come back and buy another one.
And with every cut, you get 25% off on dildos.
I want the soldier cut. on my balls.
Jeez. Well, like we'll keep it like with really weird like fucking jobs. One I had for not a long time, I'd say like maybe a season, was in your state of Arizona, Timmy, the northern part. But at 19 years old, I was working at a drive-through liquor store that not only sold like all sorts like fucking 30 packs. It was the first time in my life I saw 30 packs. I was like, dude, why not? Why not? Why has this never been a thing anywhere? And like of course like all the hard A, like all the mixers, and also coincidentally archery equipment.
It makes sense. Yeah, I remember you saying that. That is an odd one.
Yeah, I mean, you got a drive-through liquor store, all of the the liquid arsenal, and random amounts of like a archery arsenal. Yeah. And so like after a while, I got to know like the vehicles that pull in like on both sides. I had 2 cash registers, 2 lanes of traffic. I was on this. I'm 19 and fucking slaying this. I'm memorizing like the cigarettes like that vehicle smoked, like plus like their 1 pint of 100 proof like fucking schnapps.
12 broadheads.
No, like that's coming later. Like I'd have to like remember like the half rack of Bud Light first, And then after that, I'd ask them about the broadheads or if they need like any new feathers. I got shafts available as well. All that jazz.
Also, I was slinging dick out back, so I did have shaft.
But yeah, I never got tipped more anywhere I've ever been than that job, just by recognizing shopping lists on vehicles that rolled up in the desert heat in Arizona. If I had like a Parliament 100s right there for them as well, it'd always be like they just throw money at me like, thanks, keep the change, and it's always like over guessed, like fucking by $12 or whatever per customer.
Yeah.
So I actually just thought of a potentially brilliant idea for thinking about barbershops, but having a barbershop titty bar, so like you could tell your significant other that you're just getting your hair cut, and then you go get a lap dance or two and you go home. No glitter on the strippers, though.
Isn't that what sports
just beard hair?
Yeah. Yeah, just beard hair.
Just beard hair, yeah.
Yeah, maybe that wouldn't be a great idea. I didn't think about that aspect, but still.
I'm pretty sure that sounds like something that would exist in Portland.
Probably.
Yeah. I know I've gone into a haircut place in Portland and it was like the punk rock heavy metal haircut place. And they just fed me beards the whole time and cut my hair.
At their leisure.
Yeah.
Well, they're going on what killed grunge.
Yeah, it was like probably the most punk rock version of giving someone a haircut there ever was. Like I didn't even really get asked. It's like, you know what you want? I'm like, not
down,
really. Then
I'm
I'll do
it.
Starts going to town. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna keep drinking.
Tell me she and her buzz cut still had it bleached and a fucking cigarette hanging out of her mouth. Telling you like why grunge died.
Yeah. And that was the day
the topless
Kurt
bartender
Cobain died.
The topless barber.
Ah,
The
jeez.
topless bar, and then you go in and it's some big overweight dude. Hey, how's it going?
Yes.
Yeah. My name's Phil. I'm gonna
I'm
be
topless
cutting
Timmy.
your
I'll be
hair.
taking care of you today.
Yeah, topless Timmy.
The fucking great thing is like he
Don't
puts
mind
on an
being
apron,
hot,
like
dude.
he
That's
like
just
goes
a little
like
bit of sweat.
Yeah.
he's just like going to put his apron on like all the way, and he's like, oh, gotta be topless, and just folds it right underneath him. So a little bit more support.
Yeah. I like the classic put on the apron all the way and then pull the middle parts together and just put them in between your boobs. I mean, not that I've ever done that.
Another thing that I had an idea of doing is wearing some chaps and like a little bit of bondage gear and going and bartending at the gay bar because I'm a total bear, dude. I'll get mad money, kid.
Mad money, yeah.
Grar money.
Grar.
Yeah. I would enjoy it. I think it'd be a lot of fun because I would be turning down lots of men, but taking all their money.
Yeah.
I would finally know how it feels to be a chick in a bar full of dudes.
Yeah.
Well, I know this, Timmy. I have told you exactly how to dance, and I think you do this professionally.
Yeah.
I'm an excellent dancer.
Right?
It took me a while to figure it out.
Do the saute pans and then the mop the floor.
Yeah, exactly. You just gotta mimic your fucking kitchen moves.
Yeah.
Saute,
Yeah, right?
roll the shoulders, change the light bulb. Don't forget that one. Mop the
Mop
floors.
the floor.
Well, maybe that's the $1 million idea.
Sweep it up.
We start an all-male review called Just Dales.
Just Dales.
Just Dales, no Chip. No Chip. It's just a bunch of guys that look like they could possibly be named Dale.
D cubed.
D cubed, yeah.
That sounds like it'd be a barbershop as well.
Yeah. This is Topless Barbershop, baby.
Called D cubed.
D cubed. Yeah. If it's the Topless Barbershop, why are all you dudes in Daisy Dukes? That's just because of personal taste.
Just like how it feels. You got the breeze.
You got the
coming through my britches.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get to swing a pendulum.
Yeah. Yeah.
When your shorts are shorter than your underoos.
Yeah. Your pockets are hanging out of your shorts. Really? Yeah, they're right below your balls.
You got the coveted underball shot. You know how there's the underboob. It's the underball.
The underball. I still think we need to normalize ball cleavage. You know what I mean? Like, the girls walk around, they've got the cleavage shirts. Like, it gets the breeze. Like, I'm not saying dudes should just have their balls out, but I'm saying just a little circle cut in your shorts. You know, show a little bit of the middle of the balls, just that ball cleavage.
I know, even better.
Well,
Like
nut
do
cleavage.
like a
Nut cleavage.
do the fucking side cleavage on it, to where like it doesn't quite show the top of the ball, but you got like a side view that's like almost like mostly expired. You know, I don't know.
That's the next step. Is after ball cleavage comes side ball.
exactly.
And before you know it, people are looking at your balls and they're like, "I can see your ball hairs." You're like, "I know. That's because they're there. Quit looking."
Oh, me too. Got harassed about it.
Yeah.
Had too much fucking ball cleavage. Side ball, I guess.
Too much side. I had too much side ball, dude. You just had your nuts hanging out. Yeah, I mean, too much side ball. What do you say?
Jesus.
Yeah.
Guys smuggling 2 apples and a pork loin.
Yeah.
Crab apples. Maybe a strip of bacon.
2 apples and a pork loin that were shrunk by Rick Moranis.
Goddamn. Harsh pull there, bud.
Little Smokies.
No smokes.
That's some raisins and a little smoky.
Yeah, I'm not sure, sir. I'm gonna contribute anymore on this fucking Disco
Just
Rona
stop.
Talks.
He's like, well, it's been a good episode, folks. It's been fun. Look for pictures of ball cleavage online, but don't.
Don't buy ones without the Holly Boys logo.
Yeah, if you're getting your new
There you go.
getting your new halter bottoms, if you want to show the best ball cleavage, look no further than the Howley Boys.
Halter bottoms.
Halter
be
bottoms.
proud. Show your boys off.
Your boys up. A little bit of ball cleavage might get you a discount, might get you off of a ticket. Hell, it might get you that ticket that you're trying to get out of.
Officer, but look, as you thrust your
Yeah,
crotch
yeah,
towards
that's why I stopped you.
I thought this was going to get me out of the ticket.
Yeah. It gets you out of a ticket and straight to jail time.
For the record, folks, both Dusty and Timmy are out of their goddamn gourds like being fucking stupid hilarious right now. They have stunned me into silence. I will not deny that. I will not contribute to the rest of this conversation. Let them roll with it if they so choose.
I will no further comment on ball cleavage. Jeff took the politician route there. I plead the fifth.
My hands are clean.
Fifth.
Clean hands around these two, though. Fuck.
Clean hands are the devil's work. The devil's tools. And he does his work with his tools.
It's the idle hands that makes the clan clean in the first place.
Ah.
And other parts too.
Idle hands make polished knobs. That's what old old Jabby used to say.
No, but in all actuality, I think it's been a pretty good, solid, like fucking run on this
yeah,
one.
yeah, it's been a good chat.
And like getting back to the rails, like seriously, mental illness, mental health, and also substance abuse are a real fucking thing in the kitchen. Do not be too proud
Yeah.
to ask for help.
Yeah.
Please.
Look for help. Talk to
And
people.
also be available to somebody if they seriously ask for help too. That's the other problem is, I think that people might be afraid if they were asking for advice or help that they might get laughed at or made fun of because it's not manly to have an issue, to have a problem.
Yeah,
of course,
or whatnot.
I mean, we've been like conditioned with a stupid like idea of like what ego and pride and all that shit should like get us in life. But guess what? It gets you a lot of fucking problems.
It does.
And it does get a few people dead,
Yeah.
So if you can, ask for help. And also like as a friend, like, look out for your homies too. Like on those lines, like fucking deep in the trenches, all that shit, I mean, if you think like someone's like starting like a spiral a little bit, just be like, hey, bro, like fucking reel it in just a hair, You're all good. Don't get me wrong. But, man,
If you see someone stumbling, don't let them fall.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I mean, anybody that knows me well enough to have my phone number, if you happen to ever need somebody to talk to, unless I'm at work, and even if I was at work, if it was a dire need to talk to somebody, I'll leave work. But I'll always be available to speak to whomever about whatever, almost whenever. And I mean, I've definitely answered phones as I was asleep, woken up and answered a phone call or whatever. So I definitely am always available to anybody that might need help.
Yeah. For sure. Good deal. As we all should be to like our homies and like compadres in the goddamn industry,
That's true. I mean, I'd say the same here. And if you don't, if you don't know us, don't have our number. And if you got something to say that you think we should hear, send it to Howley Boys. Howley Boys Productions at gmail.com. We'll listen.
For sure. I don't want this to be an only part of the story. I do want to hear shout outs from people because it's a real thing and we need to bring it to light, So, hey, we usually record on Sundays. Gmail us. Let's schedule it.
Yeah. And if you're in the Colorado area, in the Weeds, check out In the Weeds. Our buddy Blaine's doing some great stuff over there, trying to offer some therapy services, group therapy services for people. There's always someone you can talk to.
For sure.
Remember that most of all. There is always someone you can talk to, and there's always someone who cares about you.
Absolutely.
I mean, there is a national suicide hotline. I don't know the number off the top of my head, but that is definitely an option if they're out of options as well. Somebody will talk to you when you call.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
And I'll probably, if you're watching this on the YouTube, I'll probably put it up on the screen somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll look that up for you folks.
I want to say it's like 1-800-ASK-HELP if you spell it out or something like that. But like there's a
maybe
yeah there's something right there, and we'll put that for you guys up there too because it's serious. If homies are going through a problem, help them. If you're going through a problem, ask for help.
Ask for help. Yeah, don't be afraid. Don't be too proud. Don't be too shy. No, your homies got your back, and they will take care of you, and they will help you out.
The phone number for the National Suicide Prevention Hotline is 1-800-273-8255.
1-800-273-8255.
For sure.
Yeah, 273-8255. So that is the number. If all else fails, that one will always have somebody to answer.
Yeah,
for sure. Well, on that note, we love y'all. Stay safe out there. Stay hydrated. This summer's gonna be fucking hot.
It's gonna be hot. It's gonna be burly. Yeah. Have a good night, everybody.
Cheers, y'all.
Peace.